No need to hunt out the bargains on the high street either. Just sit back.
Only on the Home Shopping Spree.
Are you fed up with waiting for your photos to develop?
Whatever you want to call it, I don't care.
That one's got it.
Guys, it's Adam from Beauty Mix, and I will be on the live tonight at 6:30.
Welcome to today's webinar, The Rise of TikTok Shops, Multi-Channel E-Commerce, and the Role of Delivery. I'm Sambi, Content and Brand Manager at GFS, and your host for today's session, where we're diving into a topic that's shaking things up with online retail, TikTok Shop. We've all seen TikTok explode over the last few years as a social medium, but it's no longer only about viral dances and trending sounds. It's now a serious e-commerce powerhouse where brands are selling directly to a highly engaged audience. And what's the impact of this? I think massive would be an understatement. And of course, we're all very well aware of that. And that's the reason we've chosen to be here today. So in the next half hour or so, we're unpacking how brands can win on TikTok Shop, what's working, what are the challenges, and also importantly, how delivery plays a make or break role in keeping customers and your business happy. I've got two fantastic speakers to help us do just that. First up, Adam Ho from Beauty Mix, who's right in the thick of TikTok Shop selling and has seen firsthand how to convert engagement into sales. Hi, Adam. Tell us a little about yourself and Beauty Mix, please.
Hi, thank you for the intro. I'm Adam. I'm the marketing manager at Beauty Mix, and we're an online retailer. And yeah, we've kind of gone to TikTok Shop and just seen what it's all about and seeing how it can kind of help what we're doing. And yeah, we're seeing some really good growth. So it's an interesting time to be on the platform for sure.
Thank you, Adam. And joining us today is also my dear colleague, Bobby Toulis from GFS. Bobby, over to you.
Hi, Sambi. Hi, Adam. And I love the intro, by the way, Sambi. That was excellent. And yes, it is exciting times. It's the new frontier for online shopping, I think, TikTok and, well, social commerce. Anyway, I'm Bobby. I am the Group Marketing Director for GFS. And in case you don't know GFS, we started more than 20 years ago. It seems like only yesterday, as the UK's first provider of managed multi-carrier services and technology. And today we're probably one of the largest.
Thank you, Bobby. That was wonderful. And now we've got lots to cover. I've got loads of questions for you. And many of you have sent your questions as well, and we'll be addressing them as we go along. So let's get straight into it. Adam, my first question is to you. Beauty Mix has built a strong presence on TikTok Shop, but let's rewind a little. What motivated Beauty Mix to launch on TikTok Shop in the first place?
So the reason we kind of went to TikTok Shop is we wanted to kind of broaden our sales channels. Primarily, we were an Amazon seller, but we saw kind of how dynamic TikTok Shop is and kind of what it was bringing to, you know, online stores and online sales. We wanted to be part of that and really kind of reach that engaged audience. It's a very different style where you're kind of going from almost like a static storefront on Amazon or online to this kind of engaged customer and content driven platform that is TikTok Shop. And it's just really kind of expanding that presence beyond Amazon and getting to kind of know your customers and just see how e-commerce and online shopping is just so different from one platform to the other.
Thanks, Adam. Bobby, what Adam has just said, does that align with what GFS is also seeing across the industry? Are more businesses embracing TikTok as a serious e-commerce channel?
Yeah, absolutely. And I really commend Beauty Mix for taking that brave step and taking, first, it's all about first mover advantage, which this is the new frontier. And we are speaking with a lot of our customers now, exploring how they want to expand onto TikTok shops or other social commerce platforms. And it's no surprising when you consider that the predicted annual growth rate for the compound annual growth rate, I should say, for social commerce is around 32% over the next 5 years. So when you compare that to a compound annual growth rate for e-commerce of about 3.2% over the same 5-year period, it's not surprising that many businesses now need to look at this channel, not just to diversify their sales channels like Beauty Mix have done, but also to take advantage of where this growth is coming from. However, it's not for everybody. It has to be right for your product category. It has to be right for your brand.
You've made a great point there, Bobby, about it being right for your brand, and it needs to be a good connection. Adam, coming back to you, having a TikTok shop really sounds exciting, but I would imagine it's not as simple as listing your products and saying, oh, let the sales roll in. Is TikTok shop set up straightforward? Did you have enough support from TikTok, for example? And what are the other factors you had to consider when setting up?
Yeah, I think it's been quite straightforward in the sense of like the product listing side of it. So the platform itself is really good. It's got kind of all the sections you need to put all that product information in. We did also get a lot of guidance and support at the beginning, which I know they kind of still offer to get those sellers on the platform. There's a lot of incentive and other things that they've got accessible to people. So that was kind of really good to have that initial support, because it does seem quite daunting at the beginning. There was a learning curve when it came to obviously using their uploading tools versus other people's, but that's kind of expected. And I think one of the things that we did find is that it takes a very different approach to kind of getting those customers. It's not just a kind of race to the bottom on price like you see with other platforms. It really does depend on that content and the TikTok algorithm, which is, you know, such a hot topic in, you know, across the world and in all different kind of tech spheres. That algorithm really is what drives the difference between other platforms and what TikTok Shop is. And I think we've also been able to work with external partners such as yourself, and that's really kind of helped streamline that logistics side to it as well, because it's another platform, it's more orders, you know, logistics are kind of increasing. So yeah, we're lucky to have those partners to support all of that as well.
I think if I had to take a shot for every time I use the word algorithm in a day, I wouldn't be able to do my job. But we come back to understanding more about the challenges and learning. But I want to put a spotlight on something you've mentioned earlier, content. And that's something that sparks interest for a lot of people. Have you found specific content formats that work more with your audience?
Yeah, so TikTok Live and the live selling is definitely how we've generated the most sales, the most engagement on the platform. And it is something that we have kind of doubled down on from when we started over a year ago to the beginning of this year, and kind of seeing that continued growth. It's really good to kind of have the story and do some storytelling. People want to kind of know about your brand more. They want to know about who you are, what you're doing, how it benefits them. So there's a definite element to kind of being comfortable in front of a camera and kind of being able to talk to people and have something to say. It's not just a case of, you know, here's what we offer in terms of products, please buy it. It's very much kind of, you know, showcase the product, showcase who you are. So that was quite interesting. We did experiment with their other formats, such as the shoppable videos. We haven't had as much success with that, but the TikTok lives have been kind of just explosive for us. So that's really what we've focused on. But as we kind of continue our growth, we will revisit the shoppable content and we'll start putting a lot more of that out, because it is something that we just need for the platform.
I'm sure your shoppable videos will also see those conversions, but I can vouch for how engaging your videos on TikTok Shop are, because I follow you on TikTok Shop. I follow Beauty Mix, and a couple of weeks ago, I got a notification about your live. Next thing I know, I've purchased the mystery box, and I got myself the beauty and skincare one. And I think I'm going to do a little haul today to show you all the lovely full-size products I received. They're all nicely
Amazing.
packaged securely. So I got
Beautiful.
these nice, and these are nice products which I would pay a bomb for if I was buying it elsewhere. And
They're really good brands. And yeah, I did the same, Adam. Look, I did the mystery box with the makeup. And like Sammy said, the brands are really, good brands. It's not unknown brands. These are brands that,
Yeah.
I recognize and I know what I would pay for them normally. So fantastic, lovely surprise and fantastic value for money. So can't wait to try these on.
I know you've
All
got at
delivered
least
on time as well.
two more loyal customers here,
Yes.
Adam. That says something about how good your videos are.
Yeah.
But I'll keep the distractions aside for now and play makeup later. But now, compared to other platforms, say marketplaces like Amazon or even your own website, how does TikTok Shop stack up in terms of sales performance?
The way that we sort of split it is because we have so many different platforms. The Amazon business, which we've had for such a long time, we kind of have as a separate entity, and the products that we offer on there are different to our TikTok shop. But when we focus on kind of beauty mix and the beauty products, the cosmetics, TikTok shop is definitely at least 50% of all of our non-Amazon sales. Yeah, so it is.
Wow.
It's crazy when you think of it that it is driving that much kind of revenue for us. And this is when we compare it to when we sell through like Voucher, Cosmetify, and our online store. So some kind of like really big names that have got, big audiences, but TikTok Shop just has that engaged audience kind of right at your fingertips, and it's just a case of tapping into it. So yeah, it's crazy how much we've seen and the growth that we're seeing as well. So just month on month, January to February this year, we're seeing 50% increase each month. So it's
Wow.
it's
Wow.
crazy how fast it can go, and it seems like there's going to be kind of like no limit to it.
Wow. I don't even know what to say. I think case in
That's
point of
phenomenal.
why we are discussing this today. But is there something specific you've noticed in terms of customer behavior? Is there something different there compared to other platforms?
I think I think the difference in the customer behavior is almost that you can kind of see it, and because we do the live selling, people come into the live and they tell us things, and we get insights from people about maybe what they're looking for, what kind of products are doing well, maybe things that haven't gone well. It's kind of a good way to do a little bit of like customer service as well. But I think that engagement driven side of TikTok Shop is what we kind of really want to tap into, because if the customers are there watching you, you've got that chance to really kind of sell to them. Whereas with something like Amazon, it's just not got that connection. It's very price driven, which obviously is fine and works, and we're happy to kind of play that game with Amazon. So there's definitely kind of strengths and weaknesses to it as well. And I think also there is a more of a focus and kind of, I guess, attention to us to that algorithm. There's kind of more that we need to do in terms of like the insights about what we're doing with the categories, how we're doing maybe ads, what's trending at the moment, what are competitors doing. So there's kind of a bit more time that we put into it to kind of get more out of it as well.
Oh, brilliant. Those are excellent observations because that only comes from first-hand experience. Storytelling, engaging your audience, the algorithm, looking at trends, and not keeping still. That's
Content.
excellent to know. Uh, let's talk about the biggest wins you've had from all this and the lessons that you've learned out of it. What's worked exceptionally well for you so far? And I'm sure these wins have come with early challenges. What
Yes.
have those been like?
I think, like I've kind of mentioned already, the lives have definitely been such a win for us, and it's been such a good kind of like success to have. We started off doing them in a much smaller space, and we were kind of just really just trying to engage people and have a good time, because you are standing there for a few hours every day, and you're the only kind of person talking, you're reading comments back, you do want it to be fun for yourself. Otherwise, it comes across as boring and then the customer's not engaged. So we always have a good time on our lives. We've got music on, we're having a good laugh. And that's been a really good a good success and a good moment for us. And we've kind of continued with that. Also, because we joined TikTok Shop at the end of 2023, so 2024 was our first full year, and that's when we really got to get stuck in with like Black Friday as well. And we had some really good success for that with our budget boxes. So for some price at just £5 to £10. So we got a lot of first time buyers, and that's kind of when it was clear that we needed that support with the logistics, because we were getting so many orders so fast. And when it's the mystery boxes, we need obviously everything packed, and it's just so much to kind of keep on top of. So it's not just orders coming through kind of slowly throughout the day, which may be a little bit easy to manage. There could just be a surge of them all at one time, and then we've got all the packing. So yeah, it's been good that we're having the success, but then we've had to stop and think, okay, we need better logistics in place to manage all of this.
So you've had your first Black Friday on
Yes.
TikTok Shop. Knowing what you know now, what adjustments have you made to fine-tune your strategy on TikTok Shop?
So at the end of 2024, at the beginning of this year, we kind of looked through the numbers, we looked through kind of the statistics, the analytics that we've got, and we've just kind of tweaked our live, the TikTok lives that we do, just to have a bit more focus on speed and kind of a little bit more focus on the engagement as well. So I'm in the room where we do the TikTok Shop lives, and all the products we have in the bags behind me, it's kind of pre-packed, ready to go. So for when a customer buys, it's easy. I just pull one off the shelf, show the products that they're going to get, throw in a few free things, and then it's kind of on to the next sale as well. So it gives the customer, it's easier for them to know what they're getting, but then all of the viewers can kind of see what people are getting as well. One of the kind of criticisms we had last year was that our lives were maybe a little bit slow. We used to do it where people could pick and choose a lot of the items, but I think when you presented with these shelves full of products, it was a bit daunting for people. Whereas now it's kind of pre-packaged, it's just so much faster to get through it. People can see a lot more variety of products as well, and it kind of just really snowballs that someone sees something incredible in the bag, and then the next person's buying, and then someone sees what they've got, and then someone else buys. And it's just been a really good way for us to kind of keep the momentum going on the lives.
That sounds like Bobby and me in a pick and mix shop. We don't know what sweets to get rid of. Fill our bags.
Too excited.
Yeah, it's good.
Now we're coming to the part that both Bobby and I are very keen to discuss with you: fulfillment and delivery, which are without doubt a very vital part of business success.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, walk us through the thought process that led you to choose GFS over TikTok's very own in-house fulfillment service.
One of the things, kind of the bigger things for us was kind of the customization that we got from GFS, because we chose our delivery time slot. So obviously when we've got so many orders coming through from so many different channels, we're spending so much of our time physically packing all of the orders, but then we've still got to list new products, we've got to make videos, we've got to do live. Like, we just need to have that time structured properly so we can get through our days. With TikTok's own offering, we didn't know when the collection was going to be. It could be different every day. And that meant that, we could be halfway through a live at lunchtime, and then the person arrives to come and collect all the orders. And if, it just kind of can create some chaos, and it's not ideal. So having that kind of option through GFS to pick what works for us was just so much easier and help kind of just make our day just more manageable.
I think I want to know now about delivery specifically. What challenges have you faced with delivery in specific in terms of TikTok Shop, and how have you addressed them?
So previously, kind of one of the biggest things we had when we used Royal Mail was that we had to physically take all of our parcels to the depots, which meant that, we'd have to take the time to physically go there, drop everything off, do all the paperwork, and it was just, again, more time taken out of our day. Whereas just having our one collection time every day, just get everything bagged up, get it ready, it's picked up, it's gone, kind of, it's just so much easier. I think one of the other things that we've found as well, which is not something that I necessarily thought of at the time, was that we've actually changed what we're packing our products in. We've kind of looked at the different kinds of e-commerce boxes, what we're filling them with, and we've kind of evolved into how we're packing more efficiently, and also making sure that the deliveries are kind of getting to people successfully as well. That plays a big role in it as well. We need to make sure that the orders are not just being collected, but they're being delivered, on time and in good condition. So,
Did GFS play an important part with Black Friday? Because I do know we were working with you quite intensely during Black Friday.
yes, yeah. So I met GFS at London at an event, and we got signed up just, I believe it was the beginning of November. So as we kind of seen some success through the summertime, that's when we kind of thought, what are we going to do if we have a big Black Friday and a big Christmas? Like, we need to be in a position where we've got the right support in place. And obviously after meeting Tom in London and kind of, talking with you and getting GFS signed up, it just kind of gave us that a little bit more peace of mind that when things kind of, go crazy, we're not going to be running around, we're not going to be like panicking. We've got that foundation ready to go.
Excellent. Glad we can support you. Bobby, my next question is to you. TikTok Shop, as we know, is changing the online retail game, which means customer expectations around delivery are also higher than ever. How is GFS helping businesses adapt their delivery strategy? One, to address these customer expectations, and two, to handle the commercial pressures that are default part of the package.
Well, like Adam said, when it comes to social commerce, just as he said, you need to adapt your sales and marketing. You also need to adapt your delivery. And one of the key factors to take into consideration is that these are shoppers that are buying on impulse. So these are impulse purchases. So they're buying very quickly, in the spur of the moment. So when it comes to what they expect a fast, friction-free purchasing and delivery experience. And if you fail on any of those points, then you're quite likely to lose the sale, and they may not come back and buy from you again. So we know from research that typically on any other e-commerce channel, that 1 in 4 purchases are abandoned by shoppers because they say they don't get the delivery options, the choice of delivery options and convenience that they expect when they get to the checkout page. It's no different for TikTok buyers for social commerce. I would say it's actually just more acute because they've got absolutely no tolerance for anything that's going to break that purchase decision-making chain, break them out of their shopping trance. They're quite likely to drop that purchase as quickly as they decided to make it in the first place. So when it comes to delivery, you need to be able to offer that choice of delivery options and convenience. More than anything, it's got to be seamless for them. Like Adam said, you need to work with, you need to make sure that your delivery is able to deal with unexpected peaks when certain products explode or whatever. You need to be able to increase your capacity at the drop of a hat. You need to change your collection times if you need to at short notice, because suddenly you've got all these orders to get out of the car, out of the door. So it's all about having that breadth of choice and delivery options, that flexibility to be able to adapt at very short notice and scale your business. And more importantly, peace of mind that the partner that you're working with is able to offer you not only all the services that you need, but also that extra support and buying power, which is very important because you're working on really tight margins here. So it's important for businesses like Beauty Mix to be able to access competitive buying rates through our buying power. So that's how we help businesses adapt their delivery model. But also what's really vital is making sure that they get that peace of mind, the support, the proactive support, the expertise and know-how that we can solve problems for them, because that means that they can focus their resources and effort on growing their sales and scaling their business, which is what we want.
Absolutely. And I think we've covered a lot today in terms of TikTok Shop, the actual content, the strategy of setting up, delivery, leveraging TikTok Shop for creating high converting content, overcoming logistical challenges, optimizing delivery for success. But before we go, final but very important questions to both our speakers. Adam, what would you say to businesses who aren't on TikTok Shop yet? Why should they consider it?
I think the opportunity that is on TikTok Shop is huge. It's enormous. There's just so much growth happening, and it's not just in the beauty industry, which is what we're in. You know, we're seeing so many businesses pop up doing household products, toys. I even bought a lot of our cat trees at home through TikTok Shop, which I used to buy on Amazon, but because I've seen someone's live, you can see the product. You know how tall it is. It just kind of gives you access to product in a different way, and it can be so helpful. So I think if you're thinking about it, it's just worth trying. That support is there, which I mentioned earlier. Just get on the live, just show people what you've got, because people are there to purchase. You just kind of need to show them what you've got, and then they'll be purchasing from you. So yeah.
And it doesn't require a lot of resources or a high budget, isn't it? It's at least at the starting point, it's low effort, high reward, and then you take it one step from there.
Yeah, we're a small operation. We managed to do it. You know, I don't see why anybody else couldn't do it. It is simple to do. And even if it's just lives, you know, we don't do as many videos as we should. But we're still seeing such great success on there. So even if you put in just the minimum amount of effort, you're going to see results. And then when you've got those results, you can decide if you want to scale up, stay where you are. You know, it really does depend on how much you can put into it.
Amazing. And Bobby, any final tips for businesses who are looking for success through social e-commerce and how they can work with their delivery strategy?
I think very much similar to what Adam has said. I think don't overlook delivery and actually returns, because people online, maybe in the beauty products, you're not going to get a lot of returns, but certainly in other gadgets, kitchen appliances, we see a lot of returns. So remember that you're dealing with a customer that is an impulse buyer. They want a fast, seamless, friction-free delivery experience, and they want the same from returns. So make sure that you can offer that, and make sure you find a partner that is not just selling services to you, but is also able to provide you with all that other stuff, the support, the know-how, the protection, the technology. All of that is going to make a difference, not only to your bottom line, but also to how fast you can grow your business.
Amazing. Fantastic insights from both of you. Thank you very much for sharing your expertise, Adam and Bobby. And of course, thank you to everyone who's joined us today. While you're in that zone and headspace of considering TikTok Shop for your business, if you need expert delivery support, scan the QR code for GFS that's just popped up on your screen right now. You can explore what GFS can do as a one-stop shop for all your delivery needs. We're already doing that for several of our customers and helping them scale successfully. Also, if you want to see how Beauty Mix is working with their content game, there's a QR code in there for their TikTok Shop. And while you're there, I would seriously recommend treating yourself to some goodies.
Definitely.
We hope this was helpful. Any questions we haven't answered today on this session will come through your inbox. So keep your eye out for an email from GFS. The content there is going to support you to build the momentum you've already created by attending this webinar. That's all for now, folks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone. Thank you, Adam.
No problem. Cheers.